Today, I'm excited to just dive deeper into some of the core values of the book and some perspective points and values that I feel like are pretty crucial in order for you guys to implement into your game as an athlete. And it doesn't matter if you're playing in seventh grade, eighth grade, high school, or going to college, doesn't matter. You'll find value and you'll be able to apply it to your own career. And I'd like to start off by talking about what it means to be a quality teammate. What does it mean to be that guy who can go ahead and impact your fellow teammates in a positive way? Because I've been in an environment where you've had great teammates and I've had not so great teammates, and it makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to the vibes, the aura, the team chemistry, and ultimately winning games and making some great memories. When things weren't going as well, when you didn't have teammates who were there for each other, it was more of a selfish environment. People were in it for themselves, for their stats, to just show up and say, look what I did, this is all about me. And that's really it. That won't lead to any positive result. Maybe you'll win a few games, but chances are, in the long run, it won't be sustainable. If you are there to truly impact your teammates in a positive way, you care about them, you're willing to go ahead and give them advice, help them out, become a better player, talk about your personal life. How can I help this person if they're dealing with something? Those are things you think about. And some of us don't have that maturity at this point in time. But if you're a guy who's like that, at a young age, when you're surrounded by people who aren't, don't change. Don't think that you have to then lower your standards, lower yourself and the values that you have in order to be on the same level as them. I didn't allow that to happen. Nobody else was going to lower the type of person I am in any way. What you need to do today is recognize, who am I and how can I go and leave a positive impact on those who surround me. And something I heard recently on the Digging Deep podcast with Eric Hosmer, Justin Sua, who's a mental performance guy, and all about the process that you need to have. And they said something very interesting about when you walk into a room, what's the reaction of the people who are in there? Are they excited to see you? Do they greet you with excitement, with a hug or a handshake or dapping you up? What does that look like? Observe that. When you guys are around your teammates, what does that look like to you? Do your teammates, are they excited to see you? Or are they dreading it and like, here's this guy again? And sometimes we could joke around a little bit and have fun with, oh boy, here he is. But in all seriousness, what's that reaction? Do they truly want to be around you? You want to be somebody who other people want to be around, where you're able to then pour into them and make a difference, make a positive impact, and uplift people. Because with you entering a room comes energy and vibes and the aura. And if you have a positive version of that, you're going to uplift people and make that environment a better place. But if you don't have a positive energy and good vibes, you're going to drag them down. And that's going to lead to not so great things. You might have some people who then start to get on each other and snap more quickly, or ultimately fall asleep on the field and just go through the motions and really don't want to be there. That's not the result we want. And a lot of this comes from leadership at the top, right? Coaching staff and people who are in those leadership positions. But unfortunately, even some of them at the younger levels don't understand this. It's too complex, or they don't have the mental capacity to handle it. But there are a lot of great coaches who do. So if you're in a situation, whether you do have those guys in your corner or don't have those coaches in your corner, you can still be a leader in that kind of environment. Leadership's another part of this. And what does leadership look like to you? There are so many different ways to lead. We have leading by example, obviously verbally, we have the verbal leaders, but I love leading by example. I love being able to just do my thing, speak to people if I'm asked a question to, and that's what I think it's all about. A lot of times we associate captains and leadership with the loudmouth or the guy who's hitting the best on a team or the most productive player. But that's not always the case. You might have guys out there who maybe are average players, but they're a great guy. They're able to uplift each other, and maybe they're not the star of the team. So that's why team captains at a younger age is really not probably the best idea. Plus, you have some immature people who will take that captain title and just think, man, look at this badge. I'm the man. Like I could tell anyone to do whatever I want now. That's not what you want to do. You want to be the same person. Do what you did to be in that position in the first place. Don't change. But you should, no matter who you are, you should feel like you're a captain figure. Represent those values and traits of a captain. And that's going up to people and saying, hey, you get them next time. It is what it is. Things happen on that field. You make a mistake, maybe help them out if they ask for it, and go ahead and continue to do that. It can be hard sometimes, and sometimes other people don't want to hear those messages of advice, but that's what you have to do sometimes in order to be a leader. The truth could hurt sometimes, but it's also about your tonality and how you go ahead and tell them that information, the delivery. There are different ways to get the message across, and some ways are more effective than others. So that's definitely another leadership characteristic that you'll be able to improve on as you continue on and continue to learn. Sports can teach us a lot, but you have to be open-minded to it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Go follow on social media, Billy the Batboy at bl.perspective. That's for the show. And subscribe. Send it to somebody who you think can benefit from it. If you're a young player, send it to your teammate, or if you're a parent, I'm sure there are players who you know who are at the younger levels and might be able to benefit from this. So I appreciate it. The book's available on Amazon if you're interested. It's in the show notes below, and we'll see you guys very soon here on the show. See you later.